Morning folks, this is Don DeRosa here. I wanted to do another quick video. Driving in the rain, heading home after taking my puppy here to the vet. But while I was in the waiting room, I was thumbing through Facebook and somebody put on Facebook, what do I think the market is doing? Is the market slowing down? Are we going into are we transitioning? Well, I can tell you before I see any statistics, it's yes. Because historically, if you look at historical trends, we transition from a seller's market to a buyer's market like clockwork every 10 to 11 years. So go back historically and look. Last downturn was 2008. The one prior to that was in the late 90s. The one prior to that was in the late 80s. So from a historical standpoint, the answer to that question is yes. From a more statistical approach, looking at what's happening in the market today, the answer is difficult to say because we're headed into the Christmas season. You know, it's that period between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or New Year's, where people hunker down. A lot of times I buy a lot in December because it's good to buy because people can't sell, so they tend to drop the price if they have to sell. So I always seem to buy. Fourth quarter always seems to be a good time of year for me to buy, which is great for renovations because that gives you time to get it fixed up and ready for the selling season. So it's a perfect time to buy. Not a great time to sell because things tend to sit a little bit longer because there's just not as much activity. People are busy with their lives. So to answer the question on Facebook is, I really can't tell you statistically yet. I mean, if you look at the numbers, yes, real estate is starting to slow. But how much of that is due to the Christmas season, end of the year, versus people actually not spending money on houses? Well, there's a couple contributing factors out there. Number one, you have interest rates that are climbing slightly, but you know, people were trying to get in under the wire. So it is going to slow down a little bit once interest rates, as interest rates start to climb. But they're trying to offset some of that as well with lowering the debt-to-income ratio, introducing some different products into the market, secondary markets back, which is kind of scary because you would think that we would have learned from that from 2008, but apparently we didn't. So we don't have the silly option arms and loan products we had back then, but a lot of the practices that we're doing are coming around again. So I don't know what to think of that. I mean, I think that we're doomed to, repeat ourselves if we're not careful. So anyways, so to answer the question at hand, do I think the market's softening? Yes, I do. Do I think we need to panic? Absolutely not. In fact, the reverse. I make money in a bad market. In fact, I make more money in a bad market than I do in a good market, meaning I make more money in a buyer's market than I do in a seller's market. Because once you understand how to buy, and one of the things that I'm teaching all of my students now is, if you're a traditional buyer, you're buying with cash or you're buying on a loan, it's going to get more and more difficult. But if you can learn techniques like owner finance, subject to, you can make a killing in any market because you're not dependent on financing. The owner's the one financing for you. So you can, if you when we transition from a seller's market, which we are, into a buyer's market, I'm steering all of my students, coaching students and so on and so forth, all to owner financing. Learn the techniques now. We're still in a pretty decent market, so I don't want to throw red flags up or throw in the towel yet. But now is the time for you to get educated on how to buy properties from an owner finance standpoint. How to get the seller to say to owner finance to you. That's subject to true owner finance, lease options, things like that. Sandwich lease options. Those are the types of techniques that you should be learning now, so that a year from now, when the economy does take a complete turn, or a year and a half from now, when it takes a complete turn, you'll be prepared. So that's my answer to that question. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you like this, do me a favor, click like, subscribe to my channel, and click the little bell, the notification bell. And I plan on doing a lot more of these quick videos, and we're going to do a lot more professional videos too, to give you some good online education. So thank you very much. Have a good day.